Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you how to pick this lock, so to speak. Do you pick it? I guess you don't pick it, but you hack it, I guess. So, this bike lock I bought last year, and it is now, I'm up in the, up near the Arctic Circle in Massachusetts, so not a lot of mountain biking going on this time of year. But, anyway, I bought this lock for my electric bike last year and put it on the bike, and I don't think I used it once, other than I did set the code on it. My previous lock I lost. It was a 5-digit, and so this one being a 4-digit, I couldn't use the same exact number, and so I came up with a different number. And it's been sitting and sitting and sitting, and I did some work on the bike over this weekend. Had some spring fever. It was beautiful out, and did a bunch of things to it, and I was going to put a dirt bike fender bag on the rear rack. Well, actually, no, I didn't actually mount that yet. But tangent, squirrel. Anyway, so I went to this was actually tied to the rack, the rear rack on the bike, and so I took it off and I went to open it and I couldn't get it open, and I couldn't remember what number I set it at. I tried at least a dozen, or at least a dozen different combinations of 4 numbers that would be logical to me, and none of them worked. And I tried variations of the previous 5 number, and that didn't work. And so I said, maybe I never set the code, and so I looked it up online, the default code, and for this lock happens to be On Guard brand or model or whatever. I think I bought it at Walmart. I'm not even sure. Probably bought it at Walmart. I think so. And so that said the default number was 0005, and I tried that and that didn't work. And then for half a second, I said, well, there's only 4 numbers. It's only 1,000 different numbers. How long could that take? And then I said, oh, wait a minute. No, that's not 1,000. That's 10,000 different numbers. And that could take a long time. So I said, all right, well, I don't want to try all the numbers. And what else can I do? And I remember just randomly trying on this old combination, like this style combination. What do they call this? Barrel style? I don't know. Whatever they call this style, because it's not the dial. It's the barrel style, I'm calling it. I don't know. But I remember years ago I had a padlock that had a similar, the 4 wheels on it for my gym locker. And just randomly one time I tried pulling on it and moving the numbers. And it was so easy. It, like, every number just stopped right at where it was supposed to be. And the thing popped open. And I said, well, that's not very secure. And so I never really trusted that lock again after that. And I started using one with a key, which you can also, there's quick bypasses to key locks too. But in any case, so I figured I would try that on this, and so I pulled on it until it wouldn't go anymore, and it doesn't work right away. But I was able to get it to pull out a little bit, but that didn't really work for what I was trying to do. And so, and by the way, I did solve this, so I'm getting somewhere with this. And so I decided, okay. And so I was just turning stuff and pulling on this until it tried to lock up on me. And so, like, here it's locked up. So, like, I can't. I'm pulling a little bit on this, and so this is moving a little bit. Like before, it wasn't really moving, but now it won't move if I'm pulling on it. If I'm not pulling on it, it'll move. If I'm pulling on it, it won't move. So therefore, at least one of them is doing something. Now I would think, initial thought was, okay, if I just do that for all 4 numbers, then that will give me the answer. But it doesn't work that way on this lock, so it's a little more advanced than that other one that I had. That other one was probably 20 years ago. So they've come a little way. And I've watched the Lockpicking Lawyer on YouTube, many of his episodes. He basically teaches you how the locks work and how to defeat them. And so it got me thinking. I said, well, maybe these are like false gates or something. So I figured if I just turn them all until... How did I get to where I got? I got it to work. And let's see, how do I... So... Alright, so the 4 won't turn, the 3 won't turn, the 2 won't turn, and the 0 won't turn. So I'm going to say, so I have 4 numbers, and I'm going to say it's let me check my notes here. And this is congruent. Yes, because I already did this once. All right, so I got 0, 2, 3, 4 are combinations, possible combinations. 0, 2, 3, 4. But what happens here is I think they call it a false gate. So even though, see, it's moving a lot farther. I don't know if you could see that, how much farther it moves now than it did before. But so I think these are what they call false gates. So what I decided is I said, okay, well, do all of the numbers, let it move that far. So I started moving them all. And so 4, obviously, so 0, 2, 3, 4 obviously opens it pretty far. And so if I push it back, because I have to push it back in because I can't turn it unless I push it back in. And if I go to 5, 5 doesn't let me pull it out. 6 does. So we have 4 and 6. 7, no. 8, no. 9, yes. So 4, 6, and 9. 0, no. 1, no. 2, yes. Is it interesting? 2, yes. 3, no. 4, yes. And so what did I say? 6, 2, 4, 6, 9. Interesting that I didn't notice the 6 last time around. But anyway, so I got 2, 4, 6, 9 works. And then if I move on to the next one, so 3 works. 4, no. 5, no. 6, yes. So 3, 6. 7, no. 8, yes. 3, 6, 8. Oops. 9, no. 0, yes. 3, 6, 8. Interestingly, I'm getting a few more false gates than I did the first time. I imagine, not sure exactly why that is, but at least I can get there from here without trying 10,000 numbers. All right, so we got through 3, 6, 8, 0. 1 does not do it. 2 does not do it. And we know 3 does it. So now we have these two on at least false gates. And I happen to know they're false gates because I figured out the actual number. And so then I go work to the next wheel. So I push it back in. I go, so I know 2 works because I just did that. I already wrote 2 down. 3 does not. 4 does not. 5 does. 2, 5. 6 does not. 7 does. 7 does. 8. No, I want to say 8 doesn't. 9 does. Okay, that matches my previous attempt. 9. And what did I start at? 2. So push it back in. Go to 0. No. 1. No. 2. Yep. Okay. And so I went all the way around the cycle on that one. And then the fourth one. So 0. I already wrote down. Yes. 1. No. 2. Yes. 3. No. 4. Yes. 5. No. 6. No. 7. Yes. 8. No. 9. No. 0. Yes. What did I say? 2. 0, 2. What did I say? 4 and 9, right? 4. Yes. And 9. Yes. Oh, wait, no. 9. No. 2. 2, 3, 6. Well, anyway. 0, 2, 4. Oh, wait, no. 7. Yes. Not 9. Yes. 7. Yes. Okay. And again, that matches up with my previous numbers that I found. So I found 2 extra. So but initially I only had 3 on this one and 3 on this one. But evidently there are 4 on each. So out of 10 on each, 4 of each are possibilities. So I just brought it from 10 times how would I do that? 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 is 4 zeros, and a 1 is 10,000 combinations. Okay, so if I go 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, so it's a 4 to the 4th power. Well, anyway, that's 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64, times 4 is 256. So, all right, so 256 combinations instead of 10,000 combinations. But it's not even that bad, because first of all, I can say, okay, of these 4 numbers, assuming you programmed it yourself, a year ago and then never used it again, what was it? And you can look at these numbers and see if anything jumps out at you. Any combination of these 4 of each jump out at you. And if you still can't remember, you can just work your way through it. So I want to start at 0, 2, 3, 2, and so it moves a little bit. Not much. I mean, not any more than before. But anyway, so all right. So now we try 4. No, and we try. Now we're just looking for the actual combination. 1 out of 256, I believe I came up with possibilities. So that one, and then the 9. And then that one doesn't. And so then I'll go back to, and then I'll change the second one to the next number, so to 6, and that didn't do it. And then to the 8, and that didn't do it. And then to the 0, and that didn't do it. I kind of did that backwards, but that still works. But so I have to try each number on here with each number on here. So I kind of messed that up. So let me go. So let me go back to, let's say I go 3, and I go 2, 4, 6, 9, and that didn't do it. So then I go to the next number. So then I go to 6, and then I go 9, 2, 4, 6, and then I change this to 8, and I go 6, 9, 2, 4. And so what happened in my case is I got about this far. Maybe the next what do I go? So let's say I'll go one more, and I'll try the 0 with the 4, and then 6, no, 9, no, and 2, no. But the nice thing about this is at some point I got to like 8, 4, and it reminded me, and then I was probably like 7, because I'm still going from those numbers, and then I remembered. I said, "Oh, it's 2784," and I said, "Yeah, 2 is on there." And so then I just went 2784, and that number is a historical number for me, and so that made sense. But I tried so many different things. I tried my birthday. I tried my social security number. I tried, my bank account PIN number. I tried my computer passcode. I tried so many different things that didn't work. And but then I once I saw like the 8-4 or the 7-8-4, it was just so close. But even if I had to go through, it was only 256 possibilities. And I mean, yeah, it could get stolen that way, but at least the person would have to sit there and figure it out in order to steal your bike. And I'm sure they could, with a piece of battery powered angle grinder or bolt cutters or something, that they could defeat this cable. And so this lock, while it's not perfectly secure, because it's not really 10,000, if you know this trick, it's not 10,000 different combinations. It's only 256 possible combinations if you know to look for the false gates and then go from there. So anyway, that's the trick, and I imagine it'll basically work on any. Now, I was slightly impressed, and I'm not too surprised that they're at least that advanced to put some what do I call it? False gateways? Is that what I called it? I think that's what they call them. So I knew the term from the Lockpicking Lawyer, their YouTube channel, from on key locks. He talks about false gates. whatever he's calling them. But anyway, so they put little grooves or something so it'll act as if you might have the right number, but it's not, and it's not going to be on all the numbers because then they'd be all the same. And I guess there's probably a reason not to do that, because now I think about it, if they just did that, then it'd be 10,000 things it could be. But I don't think that's plausible, because otherwise they would do it, right? So they must have some sort of a limitation on how many numbers they can do it on, like geometrically. I imagine it adds up that way. This lock, I think they said you can set it. I think I would just change it, like if I just go like that and I put it in. No, okay, so this one I actually have to turn this to set it. So anyway, I'm going to leave this at 2784, and as a bonus Easter egg, if anybody can find my bike out in the wild with this lock on it, you know the code is 2784, so phooey on me for getting my bike stolen, right? I think chances of that are pretty slim. And but anyway, I hope you found that helpful. If you have one of these locks and it's just sitting around and you can't remember the code, and like I say, I imagine it works on many of them, is to look for the false gates, and you can greatly reduce the numbers that you have to try. So there you go. I hope you found that helpful. And thanks for watching, and share with your friends, and like and subscribe and all that YouTube-y stuff, and help me to support and grow my channel. Appreciate it. Happy New Year. I haven't posted since, actually I noticed I hadn't posted anything since December 31st, 2023. It wasn't intentional, just doing other things. Hadn't had much content. Just I figured this out and I said, you know what? I'm going to make a video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.